Saram students, welcome. Today let us continue with political science, lesson number 1, understanding diversity. In our previous class, we had learnt about what does diversity add to our lives. That is, the rich heritage of diversity in India enriches our lives in many ways. We learn many things from each other and share our experiences. We celebrate different festivals together and learn different languages, cultures, etc. A sense of friendship and unity develops, which brings harmony and prosperity. We also learnt how people went in search of new lands and settled there. The languages, food, music, religions, they all became a mix of the old and the new. And out of this intermixing of cultures came something new and different. And we also learnt how the historical and geographical factors influence the diversity of a region. We learnt about Ladakh, that is the life of the people in Ladakh, what they wore, what they ate, and what kind of work they did. Today, let us continue and learn about the life of the people in Kerala and about unity in diversity. Let's learn about the life in Kerala. That is the food that the people eat there, the clothes they wear, the work they do. Now, where is Kerala? Kerala is a state in the southwest corner of India. What is it surrounded by? Kerala is surrounded by the sea on one side and hills on the other. Do you know a number of spices like pepper, cloves, and cardamoms are grown on the hills in Kerala? It is spices that made this region an attractive place for traders. And Jewish and Arab traders, they were the first to come in Kerala. The apostle of Christ, that is Saint Thomas, he is believed to have come here nearly 2000 years ago, and he is credited with bringing Christianity to India. Many Arab traders also came and settled down here in Kerala. Children, do you know who was Ibn Battuta? Ibn Battuta was a Muslim Berber Moroccan scholar and explorer who widely traveled the medieval world. He had traveled here a little less than 700 years ago and wrote a travelogue in which he describes the lives of Muslims and says that they were a highly respected community. Children, do you know who discovered the sea route to India? The Portuguese discovered the sea route to India from Europe when Vasco da Gama landed with his ship here. Because of all these various historical influences, people in Kerala, they practice all the different religions such as Judaism, Islam, Christianity, Hinduism, and Buddhism. Now look at this image. This is an image of the fishing nets. The fishing nets used here look exactly like the Chinese fishing nets and are called chinawala. The utensil used for frying is called the china chati. The word chin could have come from China. The fertile land and climate are suited to grow rice in Kerala. The majority of people, they eat rice, fish and vegetables. Now, this is the boat race, which is an important part of the Onam festival that is celebrated in Kerala. Children, we had learnt about Ladakh in our previous class. Today we learnt about Kerala. Now let us discuss how history, and geography are tied in the cultural life of the regions of Ladakh and Kerala. Kerala and Ladakh, they are quite different in terms of their geographical features. We know Ladakh is a desert in the mountains in the eastern part of Jammu and Kashmir, and Kerala is a state in the southwest corner of India. So, it was the geography of Kerala which allowed for the cultivation of spices, and the special geographical location of Ladakh and its wool that drew traders to these regions. The history of both regions has seen similar cultural influences. Both regions were influenced by Chinese and Arab traders. Thus, history and geography are often tied in the cultural life of a region. So, what do we understand with this? We understand that the influence of diverse cultures is not merely a thing of the past. Our present lives are all about moving from place to place for work, and with each move, our cultural traditions and way of life slowly becomes part of the new place we are in. Similarly, in our own neighborhoods, we live close to people from several communities. Our daily lives are about the ways in which we do things together and hear stories about each other's lives, customs, and traditions. Now, if we compare between Ladakh and Kerala, if we see the geographical area, Ladakh is a desert in the mountains in the eastern part of Jammu and Kashmir, whereas Kerala is a state in the southwest corner of India. It is surrounded by the sea on one side and hills on the other. If we see the agriculture, in Ladakh there is very little agriculture since this region does not receive any rain and is covered in snow for a large part of the year, whereas a number of spices like pepper, cloves and cardamoms are grown on the hills in Kerala. If we see the water availability, for drinking water, people in Ladakh depend on the melting snow during the summer months, while in Kerala, this area has no shortage of drinking water. And about the trades, the people in Ladakh carefully collect the pashmina wool of the sheep and sell this to traders from Kashmir. Pashmina shawls are chiefly woven in Kashmir, whereas in Kerala it is spices that made this region an attractive place for traders. Jewish and Arab traders were the first to come here. Other trades also happen here. If we look at the routes, in Ladakh it was considered a good trade route as it had many passes through which caravans travelled to what is today called Tibet. These caravans carried textiles and spices, raw silk and carpets. Whereas the Portuguese discovered the sea route to India from Europe when Vasco da Gama landed with his ship here. Now, if we look at the religion and culture, Buddhism reached Tibet via Ladakh. Ladakh is also called Little Tibet. Islam was introduced in this region more than 400 years ago, and there is a significant Muslim population here. Whereas in Kerala, people practice different religions such as Judaism, Islam, Christianity, Hinduism and Buddhism. Now, if we discuss about the food, the people in Ladakh, they eat meat and milk products like cheese and butter. They depend on the market to buy all the food and other goods that they need because it has little agriculture. Whereas in Kerala, the agriculture is very good. People have so many options to grow. Rice, vegetables and seafood is also available here. Now, let us learn about unity in diversity. What do you mean by unity in diversity? Unity in diversity is a phrase that signifies unity among people with diverse cultural, religious beliefs, social status, and other demographic differences. What do you mean by demographic? Demographic, it is the study of a population based on factors such as age, race, gender, etc. India's diversity has always been recognized as a source of its strength. You know, children, that Britishers ruled India, isn't it? And we got independence on 15th August 1947. But when the British ruled India, women and men from different cultural, religious, and regional backgrounds, they came together to oppose the Britishers. India's freedom movement had thousands of people of different backgrounds in it. They worked together to decide joint actions. They went to jail together and they found different ways to oppose the British. The British thought that they could divide Indians because they were so different and then continue to rule them. But the people showed how they could be different and yet be united in their battle against the British. That means during the British rule, the people from different parts of India rose up and protested against the British rule. One such incident is mentioned here of the Jallianwala Bagh massacre. It is also called as Amritsar massacre. It took place on 13th April 1919 when General Dyer he ordered his troops of the British Indian Army to fire their rifles into a crowd of unarmed Indian civilians in Jallianwala Bagh, that is in Amritsar, which is in Punjab, killing and wounding many people. Now, let us read this song. Don't forget the days of blood, O friend. In the midst of your happiness, remember to shed a tear for us. The hunter has torn away every single flower. Do plant a flower in the desert garden, dear friend. Having fallen to bullets, we slept in Jallianwala Bagh. Do light a lamp on this lonely grave, O friend. The blood of Hindus and Muslims flows together today. Do soak your robe in this river of blood, dear friend. Some rot in jails while others lie in their graves. Do shed a few tears for them, O friend. Children, this song was sung after the Jallianwala Bagh massacre in Amritsar, in which a British general opened a fire on a large group of unarmed, peaceful people, killing many and wounding even more. Men and women, Hindus, Sikhs, and Muslims, rich and poor, they all had gathered there in Amritsar, in Jallianwala Bagh, to protest against the British. This song was composed and sung to honor the memory of those brave people. Do you know that our national flag was used as a symbol of protest against the British by people everywhere? Do you know our national anthem, children? Yes, Janagana Mana. Do you know who composed it? Our national anthem, Janagana Mana, was composed by Rabindranath Tagore. It is another expression of the unity of India. So, songs and symbols emerged during the freedom struggle serve as a constant reminder of our country's rich tradition of respect for diversity. This is an image of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru delivering an Independence Day speech. Do you know who was Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru? Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru was the first Prime Minister of India and a central figure in Indian politics before and after independence. He emerged as an eminent leader of the Indian independence movement. In his book, The Discovery of India, Jawaharlal Nehru says that Indian unity is not something imposed from the outside, but rather it was something deeper and within its fold. The widest tolerance of belief and custom was practiced, and every variety acknowledged and even encouraged. It was Nehru who coined the phrase unity in diversity to describe the country. It is definitely an appropriate term. Our country has a huge population with people from many different cultural backgrounds, different religions, people speaking different languages, and people following different traditions. Yet, this huge, diverse nation is always united and moves forward on the path of progress. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru is trying to say that tolerance is very much ingrained in every Indian citizen. Children, now let us recap what we have learnt in today's lesson. We learnt about Kerala. Kerala is a state in the southwest corner of India. It is surrounded by the sea on one side and hills on the other. Spices like pepper, cloves, and cardamoms are grown on the hills. Jewish and Arab traders were the first to come here. The apostle of Christ, Saint Thomas, is credited with bringing Christianity to India. Ibn Battuta wrote a travelogue about life of Muslims. The Portuguese discovered the sea route to India when Vasco da Gama landed with his ship here. People in Kerala practice different religions such as Judaism, Islam, Christianity, Hinduism, and Buddhism. The fishing nets used here look like Chinese fishing nets and are called Chinawala. The utensil used for frying is called the China Chati. People eat rice, fish, and vegetables in Kerala. We also learnt about unity in diversity. Unity is the feeling of togetherness and a sense of oneness. In India, people from different cultural and religious backgrounds live together in peace. During freedom struggle, people from different cultural backgrounds united together against the British. Many Indians were killed in the Jallianwala Bagh massacre on 13th April 1919. Songs and symbols that emerged during the freedom struggle serve as a constant reminder of our country's rich tradition of respect for diversity. Indian flag was used as a symbol of unity and to protest against the British rule. The Discovery of India, written by Nehru, describes the rich cultural heritage of India. Nehru used the phrase unity in diversity to promote India's nationalism. India's national anthem, Jana Gana Mana, was composed by Rabindranath Tagore. Children, I hope that you have understood this lesson clearly. Thank you.